Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. For my second YouTube video, I'll be showing you how to achieve a full coverage glam with a pigmented eyeshadow. So of course, I went in to do my skin prep as always. Very essential step. I can never ever miss skin prep. So I hydrated her skin first with a hydrating spray, and then went in with a moisturizer, I think by MAC Cosmetics. I'll be putting all the products I used in the description box below, so check that out. I am just ensuring that I rub in that product with a brush and making sure that it's absorbed by her skin before I move on to primer. So for primer, I used the elf primer again. Love this primer. I've been using it more frequently than normal, and I have noticed that it helps my products, or it helps to grab and hold on to my products easily, and it also gives a glow to the skin. So it's a win-win for me, really. Just making sure that I am rubbing it properly and there's no like patches left on her face. The next step was foundation, and because I was going for a full coverage glam, I made use of the Estée Lauder double wear foundation. It is matte and is full coverage, and it just does the job. You can see it covers spots. And one thing about applying matte foundations is do one part of the face at a time. Like, don't put foundation everywhere, and don't try to blend the whole face all at once. Focus on one area before you move to the next, because if it gets dry, it becomes more difficult to blend, and then you may be left with like patches on the face. So to prevent stories that touch, just focus on one side first before you move to the next. So that's what I was doing. I did one side of her face, then I moved to the next, and again, just with my beauty sponge, I am tapping till everything looks flawless. So just keep blending till you feel you don't need to blend anymore. She looks beautiful already. So because I wanted a really flawless glam, I decided to cover any spots that I could still see with a concealer. I made use of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Chestnut, and I applied that with a flat brush and blended it with my sponge. Again, just ensuring that I am tapping with a tap motion, blending it into the foundation, ensuring that I'm seeing no like demarcations. But again, that chestnut, I feel the chestnut was her true shade because it blended in so well with the foundation I used for her. The next is contouring. Of course, I'm making use of my Made by Mitchell. I think I use that product every time. I just don't bother to try anything else. I just go straight with it. So I'm applying the contour, the cream contour, to the areas where I want to contour, and I am just doing this with a tap motion. I'm also blending in with a brush, which I think I always do, but then I always go back in with a beauty sponge, but I'm not sure if I did that this time around. I just kept blending with my brush. Then I applied the cream blush off camera, but now I am applying the concealer. Again, I used Born This Way, but in Butterscotch. I mixed that with her foundation because I do not like overly bright concealer. So mix that with her foundation and just using a flat brush to place it underneath her eyes to ensure that it goes smoothly and evenly, and we have areas, or all the areas have, let's say, equal amount of concealer. There's no area with too much concealer or too little concealer. That's why I used the flat brush. It's really changed my concealer application game. So I'm applying that under her eyes, her chin. I will apply it on her forehead and her nose. These are the areas I would usually highlight, and again using the flat brush because it just does the job very well before I would then blend with my beauty sponge. So blending with my damp beauty sponge, again with a tap motion. And one thing I really love about this sponge is the ends of this sponge. They have like an angled end, which helps me to lift the face. So if you want that really snatched face, then get you a sponge that has this angled end, because it will really help and it will make it easy for you to get that snatched look. So just blending again till I see that there are no harsh lines. Just look at that beautiful blend, beautiful finish. Everything is in, the skin is in. Love the way it looks. So I go back again to blend just before I set her face with a setting powder. You have to do that, please. Just don't put your setting powder, go back and blend. So I'm using the Huda Beauty setting powder. I cannot remember the name of the shade, but I'll put that in the description box. So I am just pushing in that powder into the areas where I've used the concealer, and I would do this at least 2 to 3 times to ensure that every cream product is properly set, so that we don't have any creasing as we go on with the makeup. So please do that. Go in as many times as you think you need to, but don't go in too much. Just go in at least 2 to 3 times. And yeah, I do this all over her face in the areas where I have used the concealer. Now I'm setting the rest of her face with a compact powder. I'll also put the name of that powder in the description box. So this is used for the areas where I put the foundation. I try to avoid the areas where I put contour because I'll go in with my powder contour for that, and also for my blush I skip those areas. So the face powder goes to the areas where there are no concealer, no contour or blush. And even if I want to use that compact powder to set her contour like I did on her forehead, I would use a darker shade, and I can then go in again with my contour powder, which is what I did. So I wanted to record this lip process, and unfortunately my memory card became really full and couldn't record anymore. I tried to delete or send the videos I had made into my computer and delete it, but still it was saying memory full. I later realized that I had to also empty my recycle bin for it to be properly clean. So I learned my lesson. I switched to another memory card, but it had a small memory, so I was not going to waste it on the lips. I decided to save it for the eyeshadow look, which I am using Morphe. I will check what palette that is. I hope they haven't discontinued it. I really hope. So I wanted a bronzy look, so I went for a bronzy shimmer and just applied that with my brush in a tap motion. I think everything about makeup, really, you have to use a tap motion to ensure that the product is sticking to your base. So after applying the shimmers from the Morphe palette, I went to add actual pigment, so another bronzy pigment, to give it an even vibrant look. I used the NYX glitter glue for this, and it helps the pigment to stick on the eyes and last all day. So oh my god, I love this shimmer. It's one of my favorite shimmers, and it just does everything. Like, it enhances the eyes. Just look at how her eyes look so beautiful. And for lashes, I made use of a very fluffy mink lash to again enhance her eyes, because her eyes were what were doing the speaking in this look. So her lips, I am just going in with my Fenty Beauty, I think, I don't even know what it's called, gloss bomb, but I will confirm what shade and what lip gloss it is, but it's definitely from Fenty Beauty. So this is the final look. I hope you guys love this, and thank you for watching. If you watch it up to this point, thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and see you next Wednesday. I drop new videos every Wednesday, so see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love all the support and comments on my last video.